the mic, talking day and spilling life, from trending memes to wildest dreams. Girl, did you hear that crazy thing? Girl, did you hear what's going down? We're lighting up this whole damn town. Strange and trending every week. Bestie vibes that'll never peak.
It was called The Unknown Number, the High School Catfish. Dun, dun, dun.
So you know what a catfish is, right?
Yes.
Someone presenting to be someone they're not.
Correct.
I keep focusing on is they are so young. Like if it would be different if this was happening to people in their 40s or you know, somebody in their 20s,
early college kids or
like,
something like
you know,
that.
Someone who's like of an adult age,
right.
18 plus.
No.
You know, where like sex is a lot more normal.
Right.
And sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all.
She's like, well, I started this thing to try and figure out who that was, and then I just couldn't stop.
Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is your child, your kid that you are like so proud of. I wanted to like punch her through this freaking screen.
Because allegedly.
She then, so Kendra says, well, you know, I just couldn't stop. It's like, you know, people that drunk drive, you know, and they just like don't get caught.
When she compares those two, she's like,
I'm like,
yeah,
no,
we're
you
guilty
did
of
not.
the same thing. It's just mine's for a different thing. And I'm like, that is not the
No.
same. That is
Hey guys, welcome to Girl Did You Hear?
the ultimate bestie hangout. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kristen. Today, we have another fun episode for you. This one is a little crazy.
It's got a lot of twists and turns. I'll tell you that much.
Yes. But before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys, over the next couple weeks, we are going to be switching over to a different YouTube channel.
Transition.
That channel is called Team Awesome Podcast Studios. There'll be a little link right here for you to check out. Basically, it's a hub of many different podcast playlists and shows.
It's like a podcast channel.
It is. It literally
where you go
is
to
that.
watch all your favorite podcast shows. So
Absolutely.
That's kind of how I think about it.
Yeah, totally.
It's like
a
back in the
one-stop
cable
shop.
days, what
Yes.
was my favorite channel? Well,
Yes.
it was Cartoon Network. And so now my favorite podcast channel is going to be...
Team Awesome Podcast Studios.
There we are.
So definitely check it out. We have a couple other shows up there right now. And then, like I said, ours will be over there in the next few weeks. So we'll let you know when that happens.
Exciting.
Yes. Also, it doesn't matter so much when you're viewing this episode, but today is Jessica's birthday. And she didn't want me to do this, but I'm doing it anyways. And yes, I'm very excited for her. And I thank her for filming on this special day.
It's a great day.
Yes. So now we're going to get into this crazy story.
Dude.
Last weekend, I opened up Netflix randomly, and it was the first thing that was on my thing. It had not even been in a top 10 or anything yet. It was just like a newly released show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ooh, what's this? And I was like, I got to watch it, you know? And so I think it was last Friday, I believe, because Trevor was playing Airsoft that night. So he was gone. So after I finished working, I went and chilled in bed. And I was like, I'm going to watch a movie, you know, whatever. Anyways, it was called The Unknown Number, the High School Catfish. Dun, dun, dun.
So you know what a catfish is, right?
Yes.
Someone presenting to be someone they're not.
Correct.
Via the internet, either text or socials or something along that nature. So
yes.
They're either in most situations that you think of, they take farm pictures from someone else who's really more beautiful, less weight or whatever, and put those up pretending to be that person.
To be someone else.
Yeah. And in this situation, there wasn't any pictures involved.
No.
But this person was pretending to be somebody else.
Someone.
Yeah.
Somebody else. They were pretending to be someone. So it takes place in Beale City High School in Michigan. And this is a really small town. I think the school only has like maybe 700 kids.
That's what it said. Beale City it's a K through 12, so it's an all-in-one school.
Yeah.
I've never experienced one of those.
Me
I
either.
went through the elementary, middle, high school circuit,
Yes.
if you will. So
Same.
like they said that there's like 30 kids in their class.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a lot.
No, not at all.
Like my graduating class was like 250.
Yeah. And like all the kids, that were in the documentary, they are all like
they all knew each other.
Everybody
knew
friends. Everybody.
Or
Everybody grew up together.
Yeah.
Like it was everybody literally knew everybody type situation.
Right.
So there's this young couple, high school sweethearts, Lauren and Owen. Aww. So cute.
They were.
And they had been together since they were 12. So like middle school into high school, right? Mm-hmm. And the situation kind of starts in the fall around Halloween time. One of their like mutual friends, Chloe, is having a Halloween party. And Chloe and Owen were really good friends. But Chloe did not like Owen's girlfriend, Lauren.
No.
They did not like each other. But Owen was like, hey, I'm coming to your party and Lauren's coming with.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Whatever.
She's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like whatever. Around that time frame, Owen and Lauren started receiving text messages in a group message from an unknown number. Mm-hmm. And it started off kind of just like playful BS, like saying Owen's going to break up with you, Lauren. He doesn't want you anymore. He wants me. Like stuff like that.
Don't come to the Halloween party.
Right.
It was like very, very specific to this Halloween party.
Yes.
Like, don't bring her. I don't like her.
Yes.
So on and so forth. So
correct.
Like kind of like negative, super negative stuff.
Yeah. And so I was like, this is crazy. Whatever,
right.
I
mean, but teenagers be what teenagers be.
Yeah, exactly. And whatevs. Like I know how teenagers were when I was a kid. So whatever.
Could you imagine having a little phone beep off every time someone wants to send you some hate?
Jesus.
Instead, they had to like either scribble it on your locker or drop notes inside.
Yep.
It was never that public.
Yeah, or that instantaneous.
No. Like you couldn't really cancel someone back in the early 2000s.
You couldn't block them.
Exactly. Not something we could ever
you just fought.
Yeah, you did. You like walked up on her and you're like, I'm sorry. Like, what is your issue?
Like, yeah, you left this shit talking note on my desk. Like,
how can I help you?
Yeah.
Because obviously
that's
you've
how
got a
we
problem.
dealt with things back in our day.
Yeah, it was never.
It was none of this texting,
keyboard warrior garbage. Yeah.
Trolls. So anyways, so the trolls stand to your bridges. I'm just kidding. The party happens, whatever. The text messages kind of like were continually happening around the Halloween party, but then they kind of just stopped and it went quiet.
Right.
And they were like, whatever. It was probably just a joke. No, they didn't think anything of it. Right. Then about 11 months later,
I was gonna say, I can't remember. It was almost a year later. They start to pick up again.
Yes.
Like WTF.
And each time, like, so the kids, like Lauren and Owen are obviously like discussing this amongst themselves.
Right. Because they're getting the same messages.
Yes.
This is a group message.
Yes. And they're like, what the F? They're trying to figure out who it is. They start talking to their friends about these messages they're getting. So then like their little group of friends try to like play investigators among themselves and figure out who's sending these messages.
Right.
And within their little group, they're like, oh, it could be this person because, they hang out with these people and they're a quieter group, or they're always on their phones, or things that were said in the messages specifically would like only happen around like Lauren. Mm-hmm. And one of the girls, I think Sophie or Sophia, what was the other girl's name?
There was a lot of people that they rolled
I'm pretty
through
sure
to
it was
interview.
Sophie or Sophia. Yeah. Anyways, she was saying that she had said that specifically, that a lot of things were coming up with Lauren's name in them, or not Lauren's name, but coming up around situations with Lauren there. So they were thinking that Lauren could possibly be doing this herself at first.
Right. Like as an attention grab.
Yes.
Because it's almost like playing that game of telephone or if you're trying to figure out like who's ratting you out, you go tell the people that you think is ratting you out, each one a different story. Like, hey, I bought those muffins from Safeway. Hey, I bought those muffins from King Soopers. Hey, I bought those muffins from Walmart. And then whenever it gets back to you, whatever store comes back to you, that person is in a method of elimination.
Yes.
That's what these groups of kids are trying to do, is they're
Correct.
trying to figure out like what information is popping back up in these texts to eliminate who they think it is.
Right.
And the issue is that the only person that's consistently there during all of these conversations is Lauren, who is a part of this group text where she's getting slammed and being told that she's skinny and no one wants to see her.
She has a flat ass and she shouldn't wear leggings.
Right. And just like really demeaning stuff.
Very hurtful things.
One
like
of the
very
things that,
degrading things.
We have to keep in mind here is that these kids are still only like 12, 13, 14 is kind of the whole age range that they're going through. So they're still little.
They were like
these
14, 15 when they were getting these messages.
Yeah, she was like 13, 14. And that's and some of
crazy.
These messages we continue to tell the story get really inappropriate.
Yeah. Crazy. I was like, holy cow, dude. Like, that's insane.
Right.
It's insane that, like, Jesus, if this is a child doing this, you know, like, gosh, how, like,
but
what
you've
a
heard of that
mindset.
before, to where like groups of kids will gang up on other kids and be like,
and we'll just like poke. Yeah.
You should go use the suicide.
Yeah.
And like,
you know,
other really like you're fat and ugly.
You're this, no one
and
likes
like,
you.
yeah, right. Like,
and
you're an ugly worm, go eat dirt. Like all of the rude, ugly things people say to people to make them feel small.
yeah.
But like, dude, what this person was sending was wild.
They were referencing things like specifically to like Lauren's basketball games or like things that she was doing and like saying that she played like shit and, you know, stuff like that. And just calling,
constantly digging her down.
Yes. And like, okay, so just to give you guys an idea, like these kids were getting like 30 to 50 messages a day. If not more than that, at all times throughout the day. Sometimes it was even more than that if on a given day. Sometimes it was less, you know, but like that's insane. Like they're just sitting in class and their phones are just constantly going off. It was getting to the point like they didn't want to go to school.
Yeah.
They didn't want to go do things. They didn't even know like what to do because they didn't know who this was or what was going on.
Like I remember there was a part in this where like the parents go to the school and be like, hey, I need you to participate in this.
They're like, this has been going on. Yeah.
Like,
and so the
here's
principal,
they start to try to do like video surveillance.
Yeah.
Like, hey, send me a text when you get these texts and then we'll look at the video to try and see. But the hard part about it is that if all you see is just me looking at my phone, you don't know what I'm looking at. I could be looking at something naughty. I could be looking at a timer. I could be looking at the notes that I made. Like it doesn't, nobody knows.
No,
so
you have no idea.
You can't use surveillance
if
unless you
the
like
principal,
see full screen.
Yeah.
Right?
If the principal's looking at the surveillance of a hallway and there's 10 students walking through the hallway and 4 of them are on their phones and homegirl gets a text message.
Like,
and
how do you know? You can't do that math.
No, you have no idea of knowing. Absolutely none. So they tried to investigate on their own for a while. The school did.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents weren't really happy. They were kind of trying to do like their own investigations. Lauren's mom, Kendra, and Owen's mom, Jill,
right,
are like working together, trying to, you know, figure out what's going on. They're to the point to where like they're taking their kids' phones away like at nighttime because that's
just
when
going back through and reading all of these messages.
And they're like paragraphs long, just like very, very sexual, like very
slanderous,
rude, very rude, very like just not nice things at all.
No.
Like definitely something that would wear on someone's mental state.
Especially when you're still
preteen. Yeah, just a little teen and you're already trying to figure
there's so
life
many
out.
other things happening at that time
like,
where you don't need this extra outside influence telling you
that you're a piece of shit.
Yes.
So like you don't need that. You already feel that way enough.
I cannot get over the fact that in these texts, and I know this is rough and this is really sensitive to a lot of people, but they were getting told to like unalive themselves.
Yeah.
And that to me is like the worst of all.
Yes.
Like you can call me fat, you can call me ugly, you can call me loud, you can call me stupid.
Yes.
I mean, go through the book. I don't care.
Don't say that to someone.
When you get to that point to where like you should just, and that's your response, that to me is too far.
Way too far.
I mean, you don't know what kind of situation that person's in. They could be their impulse control could be nil, and you could be hitting them right at the right time.
Well, yeah, and they could already be in a bad mental state.
Mindset.
Yeah,
I
and then
mean,
they're like, well, it has happened.
right.
Like,
That's the thing.
It has happened in real life,
And
you know?
these are just little teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me
Tiny.
so
Makes me
sad.
think of like Jada when she was that age and like this happening to her. And I'm
Could
like,
you imagine her getting those
"Jeez."
text messages?
No. I would lose my mind.
Right. And you're on the outside of that.
Yeah.
That's not popping off on your phone.
No. Yeah, it's crazy. So the parents are well aware of like what's being
going on,
conversed in these messages, and like the kids even tried to call the number like multiple times and they would never answer. Then they would, text
respond
back and
you dumb beep.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm going to pick up the phone?
yeah, and it was different numbers, so they couldn't block it
because there's like apps you can use that it will
always
randomly
regenerates.
generate a number
Yes.
to where you could never really block it. Because that was my first thing when I was listening to this. I was like, why didn't they just block it? And then I figured out, they're using.
Yes,
I've used those apps before to like sell stuff on Craigslist back when you had to give out a phone number for them to contact you. But yeah, to be mean online, that's also another use for it, I guess.
I guess so. So school's investigating for months, no conclusions.
Nope.
They decide they need some help from the sheriffs. So they finally go there. Also, the parents kept pushing, of course, for some help. And so the sheriff's going through, everything, talking to the kids, talking to the friends, the friend groups, like he starts interviewing everybody. Chloe, and then her little friend group of Stacy, Macy, and Chloe is those three. Stacy, Macy, and Chloe. How cute. And so Chloe was a suspect. Her father was a police officer. And she was like she came off as like a very strong personality, right?
She was because she was beefing with Lauren on the sports team.
Yes.
I think it was volleyball or basketball.
Basketball, yeah. And I guess growing up,
she'd been considered a bully.
Had been considered a bully. But I think she was just probably one of those girls that happened to be like really good at everything.
Right.
And people just were intimidated by her, Who knows? But anyways, so she was a suspect for a while, and they felt that she could have been the suspect because of the beef and because she did have a crush on Owen like a while ago and like whatever, like silly high school stuff, right?
Right.
And so, so they ended up ruling her out, and they're like, nope,
because her
you're
dad's
not
a
the one.
cop. She does a phone dump, and she's exonerated.
Yeah. Because the dad's like, well, why don't you just do just give him your phone,
give him your stuff.
do the thing. Yeah.
And she's
like, fine. Like,
it ain't me.
Yeah. Which for a half a second, I was like, ooh, she could have been, there was multiple moments where I was like, ooh, are you the one?
Well, and I mean, especially when like something like that would come up, the focus would be super hard in on that like one person.
So they try to make you think that it's like this person.
Yeah.
Is it this person?
Oh.
Who did it? So something that had stuck out in the case was that there was this one particular picture that was taken at Lauren's house, like during like a holiday, Christmas
holiday
or something
party?
like that.
Yeah.
And it was taken at her house. So it had to have been someone only that was there
at the party,
at the holiday party. And so that stuck out. And so they thought of maybe their cousin.
Right.
Or was it their cousin or was it
Owen's cousin?
Owen's cousin, Adriana.
Yeah.
And they
you
thought
got the names down in this one.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I was trying really hard.
You did a good job.
I even had like Adriana, cousin, quiet, part of the family.
Little profile next to
yeah. Anyways, they thought Adriana was it because she was part of the family. She was, whatever. She was there. Could have taken the picture.
Right.
They drilled her, and I kind of felt bad for her. But then, like her little snarky comment at the end, I was like, "You know what I'm talking about?"
Yeah.
So anyway, so she gets interviewed, and they rule her out.
Of course,
because they're like, "You're obviously not the one.
It ain't you."
Nope. Who was the one after that? Do you remember? I think it just kind of continues on with them going like through the investigation and just
and the sad
circling
part is
around.
like 13 months into this, after the message start, the little couple breaks up.
Yes, because they couldn't
couldn't take it anymore because the messages were like, "Hey, me and Owen are going to go to this hotel and do the nasty because you're dumb."
Yeah,
and you're like, "Wow,"
and ugly, and this and that, or whatever.
Like,
but like, they weren't just saying we're going to go to this hotel and do the nasty.
They
it
were
was
being
very
like super explicit. I'm trying to be nice for you two.
Explicit and like
nasty, dude.
Very nasty.
Like, I would expect those kind of texts from my husband because that's the kind of person that should be sending me those kinds of messages.
Right.
Not some effing
Not
stranger
a teenager
trying to be mean to me at 13-year-old self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like they don't
these
even
are still children. These messages are so sexually explicit that these are not things those children should be doing. There should be no BJ exchanging at 13 years old. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
none of that.
Everybody parents differently and everybody lives a different life. But like, you would hope that
I would hope that
yes,
also.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
for sure. Yeah,
but I felt so bad because it's like it's inevitable because there's no way they would be able. I mean, they did it because they thought, well, hopefully this will make it stop because this is what they want, right? The person is just like,
they broke up.
Hey,
because they're like, I can't deal with it anymore.
This is what the texter
wants.
wants. Like they just want us to be broken apart, so let's just do it. And then the texts continue.
Yes,
they
like
get
what the
nasty.
Fuck?
It's so hard. Like, it gets to the point to where they continue so much. Owen gets another girlfriend.
Yes, this is like 2 years or a little over a year and a half into the situation.
Right. Because like 18 months is when cybercrimes finally gets involved.
FBI, yeah.
And like right around then is when
he gets the new girlfriend.
He starts getting like a new girlfriend.
And that girl started getting messages.
That girl's mom got messages.
Yes, bro.
And I'm like, that is due diligence.
And
like,
so
how are
Owen,
you going through finding that information and then being like
crazy, dude,
nasty over there?
Owen broke it off with that girlfriend because he's like, I don't want to put her through the same thing.
I can't
Poor
do
guy.
I can't do it twice. I wouldn't be able to either.
Can you imagine?
He's like, I'm just gonna be alone forever.
Jesus.
Thanks, random stranger.
When the FBI got the case, he said there was over like 720 pages of messages.
Could you imagine going through 720
the
pages?
The binder was like this thick, dude.
Dude. Like I would just be exhausted just reading it.
Yeah.
I was exhausted listening to this.
Me too.
I'm a little bit of an empath and I'm just like taking on these emotions for these kids.
I know.
Because I couldn't. I mean, and the thing I keep focusing on is they are so young. Like it would be different if this was happening to people in their 40s or you know, somebody in their 20s,
early college kids or like, something like
you know,
that.
Someone who's like of an adult age,
right.
18 plus.
No,
you know, where like sex is a lot more normal,
right?
And
not something
13,
new
14 years
or
old,
something that they haven't probably experienced yet
or have had conversations
about.
With, you
yeah,
know,
like you don't know.
This is happening to tiny teens.
Yes. Tiny teens. They're just little babies.
They are. They're barely in high school at this point.
They're like little freshmen.
Yeah.
So now
that I blew us all off a track, cybercrimes is involved.
Yes. The FBI is now involved 18 months into this whole thing. Could you imagine dealing with that for that amount of time?
A year and a half, dude.
And they're still going to school during all of this.
Yeah, well, you
have to, but like, the fuck? That'll be hard.
It's exhausting.
Yes. Yeah. And like, you can't trust anyone. Like, that would be so difficult. So then, Spark, it's crazy.
So layered. It's like the rainbow cake of fuckery.
Yeah. So the FBI guy is like, all right, he's going through all the messages and he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm going to figure out where the IP addresses are,
where it's coming from,
that these messages are coming from.
So he gets a warrant.
Yes,
for the Pinger app.
And he determines that there's 2 IP addresses coming from this generator of whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Through Verizon. It was the carrier of the person. So he gets a search warrant through.
So he gets a phone number.
Mm-hmm. And then And
this
so
is where the thread gets pulled.
as he's
But I'm
like,
why didn't this happen faster?
yeah, I thought the same thing. It took him that long. So he finds that there's 2 phone numbers. He gets the search warrant, whatever. He figures out that there's 2 phone numbers that kept coming up. But during this time, he was like asking all the parents and stuff like, hey, I'm getting this warrant to try to figure out if there's any phone numbers matching from your guys' contacts, or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think he goes straight to
these-
Owen's family, and then he gets it from Owen. Gets
from his
the
mom.
number from Owen's mom, because it wasn't anybody in Owen's contacts, so it wasn't any of the kids.
No, it wasn't anyone in the kids. No, but they were saying that they were looking through all of their contacts, parents and kids.
Yeah, we're just dumping.
To see if any numbers were coming up repeatedly in the list.
And whose number came up?
Kendra's.
Kendra is
Lauren's
mom.
The fuck?
Yeah, this is what I said. I had to stop and rewind, and I was like, hold the phone. Did he just say her mom? Her mom.
Her mother.
Her mom was sending these messages to
allegedly.
her. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, okay. No.
Because
Because the body cam footage, you watch this woman break down.
No, I know, but I'm saying
you can see. I get it.
we
I get it.
didn't
Allegedly,
get to that point
this
yet.
is alleged, but I mean,
first, okay, so he sees that it's Kendra's phone number. Okay,
Right.
then he has to get a search warrant.
right.
For their house, obviously.
So
he does
having
that.
this little bit of evidence is almost not enough.
No.
It's enough to start looking, but it's not enough to charge her. It's not a solid dart. Here we go in the middle. No.
So he goes to
This
her
is just
house.
a tiny little thread pull.
Yeah.
That unravels. The whole thing.
And she's outside, whatever, and then he brings her in the house, and the officer's talking to her, and he's like, hey,
do you have your phone on you? Is
Yeah.
the first thing he asks, and the first thing she does is just hand it up. And then he's like, where's your laptop? She's like, it's outside on the back patio. He's like, I'm gonna need that too. And
then he's like, do you have anything to say?
we explain the situation, how he found that the IP address leads to this address.
Yeah.
And it's coming
It's linked
from
to hit her phone
your
numbers.
number.
Yeah.
What do you have to say for yourself?
And he's like, he was asking her other questions too. I forget exactly, but she had said something about well, I wasn't the first one. I wasn't the one that started it.
So she claims that she did
What?
not participate in the beginning.
the ones
she
in the
was
fall.
not the Halloween party.
So who was that?
Person.
I don't believe that.
Okay, so she I'll tell her story for a little bit. She said that she started this whole in theory, allegedly, let me start there. Allegedly, she said that she started this to catch the ones that were doing it in Halloween. So she wanted to try and play the where I got my muffins from game and figure out who was doing this to her daughter initially. So she started this to try and figure out who did it prior, which I think is, it's even hard to explain because it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all.
She's like, well, I started this thing to try and figure out who that was, and then I just couldn't stop.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? This is your child, your kid that you are so proud of. And okay, not to mention, she was super involved. At the school, she volunteered all the time.
And also
she was
put herself in
involved
the investigation.
Owen's life and his family all the time. And she was a very involved mom.
Right. We also have to consider this is a super small town.
Yeah. Everyone from the outside was
Kendra was active.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone knew who she was, whatever. And never thought that obviously she would be that person, And then, the cop is asking her, well, was it because you had an infatuation with Owen?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, something like that. And he's like, well, what the?
Why?
What is it, lady?
Why would you do
Jesus.
this?
And she's just like, I don't know. I couldn't stop, and just didn't really have
I don't
answers.
know. I couldn't stop. Kind of means that, yeah, I was doing it. Because if you're implying that you can't stop something,
it means that you were doing something
to begin with. I mean, that's basic math. I'm bad at math, but I learned that that's basic math.
That's pretty basic. We can figure out.
Agree on that
we can
one.
get there. Yeah. So as the cop is talking to her, and she confesses but not confesses, really.
Right.
Like she does but she doesn't. You know. But like as you're watching, you're like, oh yeah, bitch. Like you're going down.
That's rough.
And so then Lauren's outside when this is going on.
Right, when they talk to her first. Because they typically like separate
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah. But Lauren was just chilling, and then the cop's like, do you want to go get her or bring her in or whatever? And she's like, yeah, bring her inside. And so then Lauren comes in, and the cop's like telling her what's going on. And she had like zero reaction. Like, I don't know if it was just like shock or she was trying to like process what she was hearing. But I'm sorry, if I had been dealing with that turmoil for 18 months prior to that, and then they just told me that my mother was the one behind
and then
it.
Cops are in my house telling me that my mom is the one that has been putting me through this 18-month hell.
Yeah.
At this point, 22
I think I'm going
hell.
to have some sort of reaction.
I don't know, man, because sometimes everybody grieves differently, and we learned
Yeah,
that
I
in the
totally
Amanda
get
Knox
that.
case.
I totally
But
get that.
I mean, I don't know. I was too stunned to speak.
I mean,
sort of thing.
that's kind of like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, why isn't she not reacting any more than this? And I think she was, because she was just like kind of staring at him like blanked face.
Right.
So she was probably just like so
gears are
done
just spinning,
from just dealing with all of this for the last 18 months. And then to hear this, you're like,
that
what?
it's someone close to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as the cop's telling her that, she's sitting in the chair like here, and her mom's like next to her. Mom like kind of gets up and like is like grabbing her hand and like putting her, like consoling her and like trying to give her like a hug and like doing lovey mom stuff. And I'm like, no fucking way. If my mom did that shit and then tried to like hug me and comfort me after that,
You wouldn't have any of it?
no, not at all.
And I
Not
mean,
at
and
all.
One of the detectives referred to this as cyber Munchausen.
Yes.
Because the entire time this is happening, she's going to her mom and being like, Mom, this is what happened today. I can't believe it. And her mom's like, oh sweetie, don't believe
she's
that.
creating the situation.
Don't let that bother you. I'm your mom. I got you. Like you can
Yeah, she
confide
wanted
in me.
her daughter to
It's
need her,
which is
obsessed.
wild. And I mean, and to learn what normal Munchausen was, and that means to physically harm your child so that they need your attention, disgusts me even further.
Yeah.
So again, I don't have children. I don't understand what it means to bring up children, but I also know that you're not supposed to hurt children regardless if they're yours or
and
not.
you're compassionate enough of a human being to understand like what's right and wrong. And
I kind of understand my left
how
and
to
my
like,
right. Yeah.
I mean, you take care of animals. So, I mean, if you had a kid, you would take care of it just the same.
I
You know
wouldn't
what I mean?
send it terrible text messages to try and get it to confide in me.
No, to like want it to need you like that. Like that's just like she's seriously messed up. So then, she's so, I wanted to like punch her through this freaking screen.
Because allegedly.
So Kendra says, well, I just couldn't stop. It's like, people that drunk drive, and they just like don't get caught.
When she compares those two, she's like,
I'm like,
yeah,
no,
we're
you
guilty
did
of the
not.
same thing. It's just mine's for a different thing. And I'm like, that is not the
No.
same. That is not the
Bitch,
same.
no.
Telling your child that she needs to use the self-checkout lane
Yes.
is not the same as me driving my goofy ass home drunk.
No,
No.
not at all. Not the same
Not the same.
at all. That's crazy. I was like, you did not just say that, lady. Like you couldn't come up with anything else.
Like
Fucking dummy.
A better comparison.
The best part was before the officer leaves, he's like, all right, well, I got to make sure you guys are, that the daughters
guys are safe.
So he calls the husband.
Dad gets called in.
Dad comes home, and then there's more tea that is discovered with the mom because throughout their marriage, like they have had multiple houses.
Right.
She's had multiple jobs, and supposedly she had been working for like the last year.
Yeah.
that she told her husband,
Right. She's like, I'm going to work, honey.
and she wasn't
No, she was not employed.
for almost a year.
Yeah. So that's how she was able to allegedly send all of
All
those
of these
texts
messages
and-
because she had all that time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that is insane. Like, how do you fake having a job for almost a year
I don't know.
without having an actual income? Like, how is she getting money?
That would
Because
right?
they said that she
Well,
handled
had
all
like
of the
a-
finances
she
and stuff like that. But
probably
how
fi-
did she?
She probably allegedly filed a false insurance claim.
They did speak about that.
And I'm sure there was other ways that she was slinging money because I mean her husband also had a job, so I'm sure there was ways to like provide the finances. But her defense was, it's like no, I never lied. Me and my
I got
husband
let
knew
go.
our situations and like knew the business we were in financially.
Yeah.
Like we knew we were effed. It wasn't because I wasn't paying the bills,
Right.
Like because her husband was walking up on like eviction notices in the
Yeah,
house,
and he's like, "What the hell?"
like, why is it like this? I mean, I was pretty sure we were paying the bills. And then he's like, well, shoot, now we got to move all our stuff out. So they hopped to put it all in a storage shed. And he's like, oh, well, since storage sheds are only, I don't know,
Whatever.
$20 a month, just for example, I'm not quite sure. He's like, we'll put all our stuff in here. And then she continues to not pay the bills and they lose all of their stuff that was in storage.
Yep.
And he was pretty devastated about that one. He's like, all my tools, all of my achievements, all the
That's
stuff
a
that I
lot
worked so
of,
hard
like-
for in my life is just
That
now
poor guy.
gone. Dude.
he just found out that his wife was lying to him about the job that he thought that she had.
Right.
And
She has been
previous
harassing
things-
their daughter.
yes, and then like all the just like the lies and like, oh my gosh.
That she is possibly allegedly infatuated with her daughter's ex-boyfriend.
yeah, that she won't admit that that's part of the reason why, but like
But like at the end when he's like all the
sorry.
creepy stuff that she did for him. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, that wasn't creepy. I can't understand how that would be like maternal or showing like, you
No.
know, you wouldn't cut
No.
your girl or your
Nope.
daughter's boyfriend's steak.
nope. Nope, because I have a 17-year-old who
Right.
has a boyfriend, and ain't no way am I cutting his steak.
Ain't
He's
no
17
way
years
you're
old.
taking care of that kid.
No, not like that. If he doesn't feel good, I may offer him some medication, and like I'll be nurturing in those ways and make sure he has food to eat. But I'm not going to be sitting there and
Like taking care of him.
No.
Ew.
Ew, no.
I know, right? Just to talk about it, you're like,
That's
"Ugh."
disgusting. This lady has serious issues, though, dude. So then I wrote down
There's
some
more
extra stuff.
Yeah, nope, it doesn't stop, dude.
There's more, folks. What were you
Page
gonna
4.
say? I was gonna give like the Kendra wrap up
Oh, yeah.
of like
No,
what
please
happened
go.
with her.
Yeah, that's
So
where I
she
was going.
okay. So she basically what ended up happening when they found out it was her was she ended up getting sentenced in 2023 to 19 months in prison. She did stay in contact with Lauren during that time she was in jail.
Right. Because Lauren is initiating that contact. Let's keep
Yes.
in mind, Lauren did not want to be separated from her mother.
She did not. I think also real quick, another thing as to why her mom said that she did this was because she had also been exposed to not great experiences when she was around Lauren's age. And that was her reason why, because those things were coming
She was
back
trying to
up.
protect her
And
daughter from that.
They were
yeah.
suppressed memories or feelings, and then she was trying to protect her daughter from that. I'm like, how is
That's
how is that?
That's the kind of conversation you
Like,
have with her.
Are you
fucking kidding me?
Okay, you're gonna sit there and try to berate. Like, what if Lauren did use the self-checkout lane?
Right? Like you're responsible for that.
Yes,
Like
bro.
you're
like
you as her mother
that
is responsible
point,
for
like,
that. Allegedly.
If you're gonna tell someone to do that to themselves, you might as well just begin to plan their attack, because you should just go ahead and do it for them.
And like the fact that she
And
said
not
that
be
she
a coward.
wasn't playing on her daughter's insecurities because her daughter knew that she was small. She knew
Yeah,
that
and
she
she
didn't
tried to
have
play it
like
off.
all the voluptuous features. And the fact that, like you were about to say, she tried to play it off as if, well, she wasn't playing on her daughter's insecurities. She was talking to her inner self, or she was
And I was like bullshit,
dude,
fucking,
because you know exactly where to
Ugh.
go. And I mean, I love you, Mom, but like you would know exactly where to go to make me feel insecure about myself
The
because
people closest
you're my
to
mother.
You. Yes,
You're the
your
one,
siblings would know that
yes,
as well. Like
your
spouse,
besties,
your best friend.
boyfriend.
Yes.
Yes, like the people that are closest to you. And the
Are
fact that they
gonna
choose to
know.
manipulate you is disgusting.
Yes, absolutely
this
disgusting.
situation, yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. If that was my mom, I would have 100% just cut contact immediately and not even given her the opportunity to even say my name again. Say my name.
Say my name.
So she goes to prison. They are talking
The whole time.
the whole time. Lauren, I was kind of mad at her at the end because she was just like, yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, yeah, I know my mom like maybe didn't really mean it, but I'm like,
Well, I see it as
girl,
like,
can you stand up for yourself here a little bit?
She was abused. She
No,
was
she
abused
was.
by her mother. And
I
I
don't
see
think
it as like, I don't know if I'm calling this right. And you can correct me if I'm not, but I believe it's a little bit of Stockholm syndrome where,
Totally.
she's so close to her mother and all the stuff that she's been
Yeah.
through. Her mom was there. So I can understand why they would have like a close relationship.
For sure.
I mean, and you and I are just wired differently.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I get it. There's victim mentalities
Totally.
and there's things there's cycles people can't break.
Maybe she it hasn't fully sunk it into her.
Because she is also still very young. I mean, her frontal cortex hasn't even snapped
Still
yet.
developing up there.
I mean, she's
She's
18.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
When this documentary hit.
Yeah, just turned graduated high school, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was going on to study criminology, actually.
Which is great. I love that.
Yeah. So Kendra got out of prison in recently
2024.
Yeah, a year ago, August, in August 2024. But she has not seen
There's a protection order.
Lauren since then.
She's not allowed.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Which is great. I'm glad
great.
the courts put that in place. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll take a hot minute for them to build back their relationship, but you can't stick your hand in that pot of fire and not expect to get
No.
punished. Because that's so. I mean, that makes me so mad. That is your daughter. That is one of the people you were supposed to protect.
I can't imagine having not even biological kids of my own, but I have 4 bonus daughters that I helped raise. And I'm I cannot imagine saying something to them like that at all. I know I've probably said some shitty things to them, in arguments, stuff like that. All parents do. But I've never
Not
said
intentionally
something like that.
deconstructive.
Yeah, I've never. No, I could never. I could never do that to anybody, to a stranger or no one. No.
I mean, I can talk shit, but I prefer to do it to your face.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way, if you want to retaliate, my face is right there.
Yeah, I'll talk shit to your face for sure, but
I can't but not to someone. I mean,
not to purposely.
You know what I'm saying? Not to make you feel like shit. I'm not intentionally.
That
gonna
would
pick
be
on you
like me
to put you down.
Yeah, that would be like me starting a random group text with you and a random other number. And me just constantly texting you,
slandering me.
Yeah, putting you down because I know how to push all your buttons.
I'd find you.
I'd figure out who you were. I'd come find you, bitch.
I could search your IP address. I'd figure it out.
Do you know how to do that? I'm just kidding.
No.
I'll figure it out. Watch a YouTube video.
I mean, there's got to be a tutorial somewhere.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.
Speaking of YouTube.
Yes. But yeah, dude, I was actually pissed off at this lady when
this one gave me
done.
a good jump scare when they let go of the who allegedly they thought was texting the child.
Yeah.
I was like, no way, out loud in my house of no one.
And obviously, Kendra is not very well liked publicly.
Well, I can't imagine.
If you do a little Google search,
she's not very she's not loved on the internet.
Not at all.
Well, she's not really loved here either.
No.
Sorry.
Craziness. Anyways, if you guys watch the show, it just came out. So
it should be on Netflix for a bit.
It is. I think it's in top 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I pulled up Netflix the other night, it was number 1 in the top 10. So definitely check it out. The Unknown Number, what was it? The High School Catfish.
Yes, you got it.
Yes. I will drop the link in the description for you guys. Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe. We do appreciate your support.
Do it for me for my birthday.
Birthday
That would be
girl.
like the best birthday present ever. If you just hit that like and subscribe.
Yes. Make sure to check out Team Awesome Podcast Studios, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
From trending memes to wildest dreams. Girl, did you hear that crazy thing? Girl, did you hear what's